This is Joanne Falletta. In October of 2016, the Buffalo Philharmonic and I dedicated the entire month to the music of Tchaikovsky. What a wonderful month for us. This is music of great passion, of great emotion, of turbulence, of turmoil, and ultimately of triumph at the end. We enjoyed every note of this, and we want to share some of that music with you this week. A beautiful concert that we are broadcasting on Tuesday night. We start with a piece from his opera, Eugene Onigen, his greatest opera. Now, there are moments in the opera, of course, that don't have singing, and this is one of them. It is the very important scene with the dance. Most operas of the time had to have a dance, just to give the characters a chance to dress up in grand ballroom style, and also to invite the entire troupe of dancers onto the stage. And this is that moment in St. Petersburg, a dance in the grand ballroom for the aristocracy in this wonderful Polonaise, which was the great dance of the time. We know Tchaikovsky as a passionate romantic composer, but he could also be very elegant, very subtle, very pristine as well. And when he wrote in that style, he was actually paying a tribute to a composer that he adored and idolized. His favorite composer, this might surprise you, it was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Tchaikovsky adored Mozart, and rumor has it that his very last word that he spoke before he passed on was that name, Mozart. In his Variations on a Rococo theme, he's emulating that elegance and that restraint and balance and classicism of his idol. This is a piece he wrote for his colleague at the Moscow Conservatory. They were both teachers, and the cello teacher was a virtuoso named Wilhelm Fitzenhagen. Tchaikovsky wrote the Variations on a Rococo theme for him, a theme and 7 variations and 2 brilliant cadenzas. Mr. Fitzenhagen must have been quite a player, because this is one of the greatest vehicles for a virtuoso cellist. Extremely difficult, exploiting everything the cello can do, the extreme registers of the instrument, but always managing to seem effortless and light and dazzling. We had a great cellist with us to play this. Not only a well-known soloist throughout the world, a great chamber music player, but also the principal cellist of the Cleveland Orchestra. And that was Mark Kosower. So you will hear Mark play this brilliant and beautiful piece by Tchaikovsky. The second half of the concert has 2 pieces that we put together for a very specific reason, because Tchaikovsky wrote them simultaneously in 1880, right at the same time. He had received a commission that he couldn't turn down because it came right from the Tsar, to write a grand, bombastic piece to celebrate the victory of the Russian forces over Napoleon. Tchaikovsky didn't want to write this piece. He was not in the mood to write this kind of big, noisy piece, but he had to say yes. So he started on it, and he thought, well, I have to write something else at the same time, just to preserve my sanity, as an antidote to this grand, noisy piece. So he began to write something he wasn't sure of what it would be, a symphony or a tone poem. He started to write what then became the Serenade for strings, string orchestra only, one of the most beautiful pieces he ever wrote. And this gentle, intimate, beautiful piece was a counterbalance to the other piece he was writing. And to Tchaikovsky's surprise, everyone loved it, including his teacher, Anton Rubinstein, who said to Tchaikovsky that it was the greatest thing he'd ever written, and Mr. Rubinstein had said nothing else good about Tchaikovsky's music. So this was the first piece that impressed him. And I agree, this is a fantastic masterpiece. So we'll start the second half of the program with this beautiful Serenade for strings, and then we'll finish with that other piece, the noisy one, which Tchaikovsky did not like. In fact, he grew to hate this piece, but millions of people have not agreed with him. It's become probably his most beloved piece, and that's the 1812 Overture. So the Serenade for strings and its counterpart, the 1812 Overture, and the version you'll hear us play is actually the one that has a chorus singing the words of the hymn. We had our Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus with us for this, and it's very haunting to hear it done in this way. So a full evening of Tchaikovsky. It's going to be a beautiful night. Please listen along with us.